We're finally here in Season 4, and today is the update Creative and BR. BR got so much cool stuff. You can now be basically Splatoon and can wobble around stuff and can become Chrome. And Creative got things. Let's talk about them. Some of you guys have probably already noticed that the creative menu usually looks a little bit more filled after an update. Today we cannot see anything new added whatsoever when it comes into devices and galleries. However, there's nothing new. There's a few things which are actually quite cool, and something that is probably the most underrated thing that is new here. We have the Porter Bunker in Creative now. That is the new item that is added to zero builds, and I think also to normal ones, to make it a little bit easier to hide behind stuff. Basically just a box for people to just shoot from and hide in. It's a pretty cool thing, nothing special. It is a little bit more, it has a little bit more health than a normal box would have. It has 600 instead of 500, if you build it out of metal, obviously. But I would say this is not super crazy and something that is just a BR item that is not really helpful in most creative, unless you're planning on doing something zero build. Another thing which is new, which you can find in the team settings inventory device or in your normal settings, there's now a new sliding mechanic which is called slide kick. Well, I think they should probably call it slide bump or something like that, because it doesn't really kick. Maybe the animation is missing, but as you can see, if you slide into an NPC or a player, it bumps it away. And it's a pretty cool setting which you can enable or disable via the settings. I think it's nothing super crazy. It is just an addition to the slide that we already had at the beginning of the, I think, Season 2 or Season 1 actually, where this all got introduced. And usually with every season, there's something that gets removed after it got put into creative. And we have two of these things as well, which I think getting removed because they feel like a little bit wrong. So first of all, they're not in the patch notes, so we have the key, which you can also find in BR now. And the reason why I think this one gets removed is because of, let's say the art of this one doesn't look like it belongs here. It kind of looks like a placeholder, and I don't think that it's meant to be in here right now. It kind of looks like a little bit wonky. It looks like just someone draw it and just put it in there. But we probably will have this in the future in Fortnite Creative as well, kind of like the key cards. It will be kind of useless, kind of just like a consumable, but it might be added in a further update, or maybe get updated with the next update. Under the weapons category, you can find a new gun, which is in the mythic category, but it's not really here. It's in the under the legendaries tab here. The rapid fire SMG got added. I think it got added multiple times and then got removed again. So maybe we have it, maybe not. We will find out. I have it in this thing here, so you can use it. It works, but it possibly gets removed after this update. Now we come to the actual highlight of this update. This is actually something really cool, I think, and it's kind of underrated in the patch notes, kind of like people kind of overlook it a little bit. You can now put numbers into these settings here. You can see there's a little bit change here. It now has like the slider thing, but you can also put your custom numbers in here. For example, if you want to have 17 here, which is not a number that is in normally here, you can see it goes like 2 steps from 8, 10, whatever. And we can put in like whatever 17 here. And it actually does change the size of it. So it's pretty cool. We can now put custom numbers, and we cannot go below the lowest number here. So you can see that 8 is the lowest number. And if I put in 7, it goes back to 8. So you can only go up to the highest and lowest number and anything in between, which is pretty cool. I think a really cool setting change. And that is for a lot of devices. So I'll show you on the screen. It's really cool that these settings are finally available. It kind of took very long to add these. But I think for this update is actually my highlight. I know this sounds like a little bit of a weak update, but it is a good quality of light up change, and I haven't seen any memory increases yet, so that's a good thing. One other thing which was not in the patch notes is that we finally have 100 max players, so we can now technically create real BRs in creative with 100 players, which leads me to believe that there might be a bigger map coming to Fortnite Creative in the future. Who knows, but 100 players, I rarely ever see people using the 60 or 50 players before, rather than even using like more than 8 or 16 players. But this is very interesting and cool to see that we can now go up to 100. You know, the max back in the days was 16 players, and we're now at 100. So this is very interesting and might lead to bigger things in the future. But it was not in the patch notes whatsoever. One last thing which I'm definitely 100% sure is not supposed to be in here, and that is the Cypher PK Trap Tower. So this one is obviously for the Cypher PK cups, I think. You can do like kills with it and then get like the skin or whatever. It is just a tower with a launch pad and then some spike traps in here. Obviously, like Cypher did back in the days a lot. And I'm 100% sure that this is not meant to be in the game as well. It also has like this icon, which was used back in the days a long time. I would probably put it in an item placer before it's gone, but this is also in the game as well. The update overall is pretty small, but I would say usually that's the case with the new seasons. This one is probably the smallest one that we got with the new season. A lot of people in my chat, we obviously streamed that live, was pretty disappointed. But I think that's just how it is at the sort of a season, and we get probably some really good stuff coming in the next updates. And yeah, and don't forget to like, subscribe for the stream if you want to, and I will see you guys back in the next one. Bye.